Well, I'm Duncan Stuart, and basically I'm an aircraft engineer. But being an engineer, I thought I'd try and discover what the problem was with this saw, because basically it is a good saw. The problem stemmed from a little roller on this thing called a Y-plate. And this saw is the model RIDGID R4520, and it suffered from a common problem which many people were experiencing. And the problem was the fact that this little roller would catch underneath that roller guide and bend the plate up. So now the plate has been replaced with a new, much thicker water jet cut plate, which I fitted in here, and I've never had a problem with it since. So I hope you do the same. In here we have a bolt which you can see there, which follows this groove as the saw retracts. But this is the good plate that is replacing it, whereas the plate that was in there originally is this flimsy metal plate which gets bent like this out of shape and jams the saw. I am now replacing this bent piece of metal with this nicely manufactured heavyweight guide plate, and that fits down in here and is held in place by 3 bolts, which are very easy to remove. But the first thing you have to do is remove this metal plate, which, for want of another word, I'll call it the Y plate, because that's the shape it is. And you remove it simply by using a pair of circlip pliers and putting them into these 2 holes in the circlip and opening it out and pulling the circlip off. And once you've done that, this whole thing can be lifted out. The bolt that is in here at the moment is the new shoulder bolt, which looks like that. But the one that was there originally is an awful thing like this, with threads all the way down it. And they're expecting threads to run in this aluminum piece. So I took this apart, took that bolt out, and kept the big washer, which then has to fit on here. And I put on a very small washer on the top, which can be removed by unscrewing it very slightly. And then you put the big washer which you saved on the bottom, thread it through here until it's ready to go into the Y plate, and then put the small washer on it and the screw. And that takes the place of this damaged bolt that will never work properly. Well, I have the circlip pliers in the circlip, and now you could pull the circlip out, and it will come out quite easily. No, it won't. There, take this Y plate off as well, and then I've got the whole thing off, because they can do this as they're doing it now. That shows where the Y clip and the plate is. As you can see, I've now removed the circlip, which was there, and taken the Y plate off. And the bolt that causes all the trouble is this one. It's a roller. And that used to fit in there, in that slot. But as you can see, there was never a lock nut on the top. It was just a screw pointing through. So what was happening is that the roller would gradually undo and move down and get caught under this thing and bend it. So now with the new plate, which fits in here also, that roller just rolls around that groove with no problem at all. And it cannot catch under there. And I included an M5 lock nut to stop it from coming loose, which is a very simple thing to do. And then you fasten this plate in position with its 4 bolts, which are Allen keys, and then you put this Y plate back in position and drop that roller through the Y plate like so, so it can now follow around on its own. And that is the main part of the problem, is this bent plate, which will now never happen again. As you can see, I'm pointing here to the 3 bolts which fasten the new plate in position. You simply remove those with an Allen wrench and then place the new plate in position like so on there. And it will just never give you a problem.